Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Dr. Glenn Vo. I am super excited to have these two individuals on. And the reason why I'm super excited is if you have a kid that's in any kind of sport, right? Now, I actually have a son who's in it's a contact sport. He does wrestling. If you have a kid in a contact sport and if you're a dental professional, then the anxiety you have is, man, hopefully he doesn't get a tooth knocked out, right? Now, we mitigate that anxiety. We handle that anxiety by making sure we have mouth guards. But what I've learned very recently, and we know as dentists already, that there's a different level of mouth guards, right? You can go to the, different sporting goods and you can get the boil and bite. And we all know as dental professionals, that's like at the low end, right? That's like a little step above just basically not having a guard at all. Then you can have it fabricated in your practice, and there's different labs and whatnot. You can do it yourself or send it to a lab. But I recently discovered that there's a whole new level of protection, but also comfort, and it's from these guys with XSport. We got Aaron Box, CEO of XSport. We got Ian Miller. He's the CRO for all the different dental companies out there. You've probably seen his face a lot, but I'll tell you something about Ian. He doesn't work with just any companies. He works in companies that he truly believes in and he feels that make a difference. And I feel like these guys are gonna make a difference. Guys, welcome to the podcast.
Hey,
Oh,
great to be on here, Glenn.
thank you,
So
Glenn.
Aaron, I mean, you're fairly new to the dental space, and I just want to set the tone here. You're not just some guy who just got bored and say, "Hey, I just want to work with some dentists." Share a little bit about your background before we get into XSport.
Yeah, so I'm a serial entrepreneur at heart. I've worked with great teams and leadership teams over the years. Worked at Rolls-Royce Aerospace early in my career. Moved on to work some projects with Google and built a digital marketing company with some other founders and friends, and grew it to be sizable. And now I like to work on products and companies that I'm really interested in. Having a disruption in the marketplace with technology. And
Yeah.
so Glenn, I never thought I'd wake up and say technology and mouth guards, right? But I've had several concussions myself, and I'm really fascinated by what XSport has built and the difference that it's going to make. And, I'm talking to the NFL Players Association. Yesterday, I was with the Indianapolis Colts. But my passion is really getting to the youth of America to prevent concussions because this matters to moms and dads. I know of two kids that are playing flag football, 9 years old, that have had multiple
Oh
concussions.
my gosh.
And so that's why I'm in this.
Well, and again, as I looked at, and just to let everyone know, if I now haven't worn one yet, I'll probably actually make one for myself, but definitely going to get one for my son. But I've seen it itself, and most of the time, the reason why people don't wear their mouth guards, at least with kids, is it's too bulky or it doesn't stay in. It just falls out. But the way you guys design it, not only design it, but the way it's reinforced really gives it maximum protection. So, Aaron, just explain to us, or Aaron or Ian, just explain to us like what makes the XSport mouth guard different from, let's say, the ones that we actually get made at other dental labs. What's the
Yeah,
difference?
Ian, you go first, and I'll follow.
Okay, so number one, carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is 5 times as strong as stainless steel. And so when you are getting hit, whether it's from Mike Tyson or whether or not it's an elbow,
I'm not sure if Jake Paul has one of these, but maybe we'll see how the fight ends, and maybe we
you
might have to
know,
give him a call.
you might need one after tonight. But absolutely, it doesn't matter whether you're getting an elbow or a solid punch. Carbon fiber can actually stop a bullet. Now, when you have that as one of our 3 layers,
Yeah.
that is incredible. The outer layer is made out of EVA, which is just like a car bumper. That's what bumpers are for cars. So you get the absorb the impact and then stop the impact cold. The inner layer is a custom fit 3D printed acrylic mouthguard. So it's an occlusal guard, which means insurance. You can actually, if the patient has insurance, you can have the insurance pay for it.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
3 layers, you've got the EVA, carbon fiber, and the occlusal inner guard, which keeps it tight as can be. There's no movement. You never need to replace it. And it is the only mouth guard you'll ever need.
So
Yeah,
Aaron, I want to get your feedback there. I mean, obviously we got the kind of like the structural components there, but Aaron, you've talked to people who've used it, right? Again, you guys didn't just roll out of bed and say, hey, like we got this mouth guard and here we go. The inventor of this mouth guard put a lot of research and development into this as well. But you yourself have worked with some athletes, from work with some teams, and what is the feedback they have given you?
yes.
And feel free to name drop some of the people who are actually either using it or endorsing it and the teams and whatnot and share, because again, it's not just like a handful of people. There's teams behind it. There's actually professional athletes that are endorsing it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So Josiah Harrell is in the UFC,
Oh yeah.
and Josiah is well known because he had a traumatic brain injury and he's back fighting. So there's 4 things. There's protection, performance, comfort, and communication. Because it is a perfect fit, it clicks in. And the feedback that I immediately get, so Anthony Schlegel, middle linebacker for Ohio State, good friend of mine, he was the strength and conditioning coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He gets fitted. In a middle linebacker in football is the quarterback of the defense, has to
Yeah.
constantly be talking.
Mhm.
He puts it in, and immediately he says it's comfortable and I can talk. And then the next thing as he's talking is he says, I can breathe. Those are the things from a athlete's perspective. We all want to talk about protection, but why we see them dangling in the NFL
Or chewing on it.
or chewing on it, or they have to take it out to change the play. The thing is that they can't communicate, they can't breathe, it's not comfortable. This changes the game for the athlete, because the thing that has been astonishing by those that wear it, from 8-year-old Dr. Sean Bailey's daughter who plays indoor field hockey, all the way up to people that are skiing. We have people that are in motocross that are wearing it. The thing that they always say is, I forget that it's in.
Wow, that's huge.
When you have a boil and bite, that's not happening. When you
No.
have that's the ultimate goal, is to forget that it's in, because you're playing your sport.
I love that. I love that. Now, speaking of sports, I mean, I know that there's a few teams that are considering or even using it right now. Can y'all share some of those teams that are thinking about using it or using it right now?
Yeah, Ian, you want to go ahead and
Yeah,
talk?
absolutely. So one that we just last week sold 30 of them to the U.S. Ski team.
Wow.
So this is the Olympic ski team that we sold 30 of them in, what was it, Reno?
And sometimes that's a major contact sport if they wipe out again.
Yeah.
Like
If they
I
wipe
mean,
out-
there's so many things. It's funny because you see skiers and they're wearing like they're wearing like a safety helmet, right? You watch football players and lacrosse players. You watch all these people with these safety helmets, and when they don't have a mouth guard, it just blows my mind. It blows my mind. You have all this protective gear. You only want to protect your teeth, which is probably a lot more. I mean, yes, we got to be worried about brain injuries and stuff like that, but you got a skull here, right? The only thing protecting your teeth is your lips, okay? And again, it's just amazing how people don't even wear mouth guards for those things.
I'm sure most dentists know this, but TBIs, traumatic brain injuries, are not only when you fall on the back of your head. When you get a hit to your face, that reverberates through your jaw to your brain, and that TBI happens. So when you have the protection of a proper mouth guard, not just any mouth guard, but a proper mouth guard that's fitted properly, that has the protection of carbon fiber and EVA, then you actually mitigate that force and that reverberation to the brain. So absolutely, for a skier, it's really important. In addition, skiers tell us that it helps their balance. So we've had skier after skier use it and say, yeah, it helps my balance. So it's great for almost every sport. One thing that also that two of our major investors are the team dentist and the past team dentist for the Columbus Blue Jackets. So they know injury.
Yeah.
They
They know how
know
important it is.
exactly. And they see on a firsthand basis what happens in hockey when you're not wearing a proper mouth guard. And so we have story after story with teams like that are just literally biting at the chomp to get our mouth guard into their mouths.
So
Yeah.
Aaron, I want to ask you this because you have like a great business background, and you're not the type of person who just gets into something for no reason, right? Like you have to believe in a product, you have to be passionate about it. Obviously, you have a lot of passion behind this. So from a business perspective, I want you to put your business hat on right now, because again, a bunch of dentists who are watching this right now, a bunch of our viewers, they're probably thinking, okay, I understand the clinical aspects. Like I understand you gotta protect teeth. We get it, right? I understand all these things. But I gotta understand how this is gonna help me from a business perspective, right? Talk to them, put your business hat on, talk to them. Obviously, there's so many different things. Obviously, if you can save someone's teeth, that's always good for business. You wouldn't be the guy for that. But talk from a business perspective, why it makes sense for doctors to work with export as opposed to, just going to the regular lab and just sitting it there because they probably might be able to get it cheaper.
Yeah, I'm going to give you two reasons and make it very simple. Number one is in your community, especially your local community, when you are tied to athletics and youth sports, that is a branding affinity that's really hard to acquire. And so word of mouth is always going to be the greatest marketing. But when you bring that into the digital transformation that has happened and people are looking and you're talking and you're able to say, I've been able to help these teams at the local level, and those families will migrate into your
Mm,
practice if you do this one hard thing. So, do you care about youth? Do you care about helping them from dental trauma, from TBIs, concussions? Obviously, all over the news with Brett Favre being at Capitol Hill, Tua, and all that. We're at an all-time level of conversation with
mm.
concussion, and you get to be a part of a solution that is world class, that matters to your brand and bringing in more families to your practice.
I
Does that
love
make
that.
sense, Glenn?
Yeah, I love that. And I love the fact that also, if you want something to represent your practice, right? Wouldn't you want the best?
Right.
Wouldn't you want someone who, again, it's basically we understand this as dentists, like whenever we do work, especially any cosmetic work, that's like a walking billboard for us. Imagine, guys, if you saved a couple of bucks, right? Let's say you saved a couple of bucks, you went to some lab and you got saved a couple of bucks. And imagine if the kid is talking and the mouthpiece just falls out. Right? It's like making a denture for someone and they're talking and their teeth fly out, right? And they're gonna be like, where did you get that from? Dr. Okay, I'm not gonna go there. As opposed to you got this mouth guard that the kid can talk,
Well, I think
right?
it's the second thing, Glenn, that I want to mention is there's a uniqueness about this product that's very attractive. So my nephew, he plays eighth grade football, middle linebacker.
Mhm.
The carbon fiber is so attractive that when he was wearing this, it's like he couldn't wait for everybody to see it. It's like the $50 Nike socks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like you
yeah.
pull them up higher, you show off that color on the back because you want everybody to know you paid $50 for these Nike socks. I think for the dental community, to be connected with a social value in this way, it's going to replicate very quickly because then you're connected to, oh, that carbon fiber mouth guard. Where did you get that? Be the first dentist in your area,
Yeah,
and that will have an impact to then, we know that there's products that you start with that have replication power. And then the last thing, Glenn, that I want to share is, next month it's going to be announced that Tiki Barber is the face of XSport.
oh wow.
Um, when you think in the dental community of Tiki Barber, there's not a football player who has a better smile and
Oh yeah.
teeth.
Oh
And
yeah.
you'll be able to utilize that through export. That Tiki Barber is connected to this. I think locally that has branding power for all of
Of
the
course.
dentists.
And he wouldn't just jump into something, and he's got kids himself, right? He wouldn't jump into something that he didn't believe in. And I think that's so powerful because again, what do you want your practice to be known for, right? I've talked to you guys already that I really want to get this into my son's wrestling club, right? And I already donate a lot to the wrestling club already, and this is something that I want to give to them, right? So again, for those who are watching and listening right now, I would challenge you, if you have kids who are doing any kind of sports, I mean, I want to get one of these. I've already viewed it, and I'm going to have my son wear it. I would challenge all you guys, get one for your kids, and let the results speak for itself. So I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about like the plan that you guys have on this and the passion you guys have behind it. Now, Ian, I'm going to go to you because again, we always like to kind of pick on you when it comes to the actual costs and everything and the investments and whatnot. And I'll probably needle you down for the Aaron's new to the podcast, so I'll make you, Ian, talk about the Nifty deal. But let's talk about like as far as costs go. Like now, right now, you guys have a couple of models. One is where they can go direct to you guys, right? And the other model, which you guys prefer, is to go to the dental professional, right? And why? Because you shared with me that you guys want to make sure that the actual impression and all those things are done in a positive way and accurate. How does that work for dentists? If you guys are selling direct and also going through us, how does that work?
It's really simple. I do want to talk about one other thing, though.
Sure.
Okay. We talk about what's the advantage to the dentist. Aside from everything that Aaron said so eloquently, is that we're going to drive patients to you. That's part of our plan. It's not just about you selling it to your own patients. Think about the fact that Tiki Barber is going to be sending people to our website, and on our website, your practice is going to be listed as a preferred partner.
It's huge.
So when we push them, because of the USPs that the unique selling properties that you as a dentist will have, being number one, you are going to be able to offer your patients a $50,000 insurance policy on any tooth jaw breakage for as long as they're wearing the mouth guard. Number two, a 15-month warranty that we will replace the mouth guard absolutely free if it doesn't fit anymore for any reason. If it's loose, we're so confident that we'll offer that to you. So we're driving you that patient. And when that patient comes to you, if you're good, charismatic, you have great staff, you're going to get a percentage of those patients that are now going to become your patients.
Yeah.
And possibly their entire family. So what's that worth to you? Lifetime value is over $15,000 a patient. Well, would you invest $1,000 and give away some mouth guards just for that opportunity? Maybe you make some money on that, but we have plans for all dentists. So getting back to the original question is that the retail on ours on Amazon is $300. Okay, on our website, it's $250, marked down from $300, but it's $250 on our website. We're going to sell it to you for $200. If you buy it in bulk, and bulk to us is $4, and we have different programs depending on how much you buy at a time or how much commitment you have, that cost can come down to $140. So if you're selling for $300, that's a nice margin that you're making.
Yeah.
If you're charging an insurance company for it, you can get up to $600 or $800 for that mouth guard. This is an actual occlusal mouth guard. And so scan the patient, scan the team. We talked about the US ski team. We're pushing them all to one dentist in Reno. Are they going to convert at least one of those? Probably.
Well, just the PR behind that, right? Like, hey, I actually take care of these players. And again, we have discussed this offline as well. It's like, how valuable would it be if you did most of these mouth guards? Let's say if you got on an official level, that would be great. But let's say on an unofficial level, let's say several players of a local college, they get these mouth guards from you, and that could be part of their NIL deals. You make that mouth guards for them, right? Like, and how much would that be worth to you, right? It would be worth a lot. And honestly, depending on who the athlete is, we already understand like the plight of athletes. That's the reason why we made so many changes in NCAA, is that a lot of times they can't work and all they're doing. And if they can get this mouth guard and they don't have to wear out pain and you're helping them, imagine how much goodwill and in publicity you would get for that.
Exactly.
So that's what Aaron brought up earlier is so huge there. So again, yes, the pricing is a little bit different, but honestly, at that price, what Ian just mentioned, your lab fees are not that much more with these other inferior products. I mean, that price is actually really good compared to what you already had to pay these other big labs, and they don't have this structure. Now, Aaron, we're gonna go back to the business question because again, doctors want to make sure, like, okay, I'm going to invest in this. I want to make sure I can only get it from these guys and not somewhere else. As far as the design, do you guys have patents on this? Is this something that only they can get through you guys, or is this going to pop up somewhere that they can get it cheaper somewhere else?
Glenn, there's a lot of excitement around what has been built to this moment. We are patent pending. We're patent pending on the process, the materials, and carbon fiber. And so it's the world's only carbon fiber mouth guard.
Wow.
It's the world's only mouth guard that has data that suggests that we're improving and preventing concussions. What's that worth? But we're also a technology company. And so the evolution of this mouth guard, 5 years from now, you're going to be blown away by what we're going to be able to put in the marketplace. And so we're looking at some sensor technology to be able to show real-time impact data and wellness, put it right on the phone of mom and dad.
Wow.
And so they're able to track their young sport player, their athlete, and feel comfortable about what's happening out there, all the way up to, it's a dream to impact the NFL and what's happening there with concussion, correlate the data with the helmet, and be able to impact the teams so that they're making decisions based on concussion protocol with technology and data. And so that's where this is all going, and we're going to lead the charge to disrupt the mouthguard industry with technology.
I love it. So exciting. And Ian, before we wrap up here, any final thoughts?
Yeah, you got to get this into your practice. Not only we have one really cool program. If you are already into mouth guards and you know what you're going through, talk to me about being our diamond partner, because our diamond partners will have exclusivity for all referrals in their zip code. It's a commitment to 400 guards, but there is a stock options that you're going to get. So you will actually become part of XSport Guards and make money while you're selling our guards at the same time. So
Well, Ian, I think you just opened a big can of and you're literally gonna have your phone just blow up there. You know what? Speaking of which, let's just do that. We do this, Aaron. This is something funny that me and Ian do all the time. I basically make him give his phone number out to everybody. So for those who want to learn more about XSport, let's give all those details real quick, Ian, and also if they want to call you up and ask more questions about that, just give your phone number out again.
Absolutely. So my phone number is 877-677-5277. I know it sounds like a cheap commercial. 877-677-5277. That's a toll-free number. You can reach me at ian@xsportguards.com. That's IAN@xsportguards.com. And our website is xsportguards.com. And did we discuss the Nifty deal that we want to do?
Well, so now we're going to talk about the Nifty deal, but I just want to let everyone know, hey, look, let's be professional, guys. Don't get his number and put it on the bathroom wall. Like for a good time, reach out to Ian. Let's not do that, okay? But Ian, what's the Nifty deal for our Nifty members?
I don't know, but I kind of like the idea of having a good time. So we are going to give you off of any level, we will give you $25 off per guard.
Sweet.
Okay, so it's $25 off at any of our different levels. Also, we want to get mouth guards into your children or your staff's children. So if you decide to buy 6 guards, we'll give you a further discount and we will give you a free mouth guard.
There you go. There you go. Guard up your entire team and get your kid guarded up for free there. But look, guys, I mean, again, don't take my word for it. I'm just letting you know. And I will admit on air here. And the reason why my son doesn't have it is because I've been dragging my feet. Ian has been literally texting me every day. He's like, "Hey, we need to get this guard." So I'm actually going to scan my son later. We're going to make some posts about it. I'm going to show off his guard, and we'll get feedback from the little guy himself, right? No, not from his old man. I'll let the little guy himself. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna love it because what he has right now, I think he's kind of grown out of it. He needs a new one anyway. So stay tuned for that. But guys, I'm excited about this. I'm excited for you guys to jump on my podcast and kind of announce like what your mission's about. As someone who has two kids that play sports, I think my daughter needs one too because she's just started playing water polo as well. And sometimes those gals in the water polo, they're a little bit more rough on the wrestlers. Like my daughter was just telling me, like she got put in. I didn't realize they had a penalty box. She got put in a penalty box because she dragged the girl down to the wall. I was like, I'm glad it wasn't you, but let's come on, right? Come on now, let's be professional here while you're playing. But I'm excited as someone who has kids playing sport. I'm excited what you guys are gonna do, not only for all these kids out there, but as Dennis as well. The fact that you guys are making a commitment to allowing us to be part of the process when there's so many different companies that are like, hey, skip the dentist and just do it yourself. You guys are really wanting to include us, so we really appreciate that. But guys, thank you so much for jumping on. You guys have Ian's number. You also have the website as well and the Nifty deal. Make sure you reach out to them and take advantage of it. But guys, thank you so much for jumping on.
Thank you, Glenn.
We are at GNY. So if you're coming to Greater New York, please drop by and say hi. Booth 3004.
I love it. Thank you guys. Thanks for jumping on. We'll see y'all next time.
Thanks.
Thank you, Glenn.